Managing your dream career can have its ups as well as its downs. It's important to look towards the future, but be aware that your career path can have its challenges. Selecting your GCSE options puts you at the start of this journey. After all, it's the first time you've made a decision that can positively affect your career.
Hello, my name is Stuart and I am a qualified careers advisor for the DEBP. In today's video, we're going to hear from two inspirational people who've worked really hard to manage their careers. Now, they'll tell you for themselves that the successes that they've had have far outweighed any setbacks along the way. But without further ado, let me introduce you to Rebecca and to Luke.
Hi there, my name's Rebecca Dewey and I'm a research fellow at the University of Nottingham.
Hi everyone, I'm Luke Fountain and I'm a plant science PhD researcher at the University of Sheffield.
We'll start with how Rebecca managed her career. When did she start planning what she wanted to do?
I knew from a fairly young age that I wanted to do science and do research, and I'd seen on television programmes like the Royal Institution Christmas lectures that there were people called professors, and that seemed quite an exciting job because they got to travel around the world and use expensive equipment and be first to find out all the new information about cool stuff. So in terms of planning my career, that was probably my aim. And then in terms of detail, I think all I really knew was that I wanted to do a PhD. And then I didn't really know what I wanted to do after that.
Rebecca's inspiration came from a favourite TV show. But has she got a straightforward career plan for the future?
I think every time I get towards the end of a contract, I have a bit of a crossroads moment where I assess all the different directions around me. I know a lot of people with my sort of experience end up going to work in the civil service or can move into industry. I'm always keeping my ear to the ground about exciting new opportunities. I'm very, very passionate about outreach and about communicating science. So I would love to take on roles that involve some media involvement, some involvement of the public. I also potentially could move into roles that work with clinical departments. So perhaps I would work in a hospital. I don't have any medical qualifications, but there's lots of jobs that I could do there. So I don't think I'm ever not at a crossroads, to be honest. I'm always looking to see if I can be an opportunist again, to take another exciting new opportunity.
Qualifications, skills and experience open up greater opportunities and helps you to manage your career more effectively. Not to mention the fact that you'll earn a greater salary and have greater job satisfaction as well. So bearing all of this in mind, I asked Rebecca about the best parts of her job.
I love meeting exciting new people, meeting members of the public, showing them a picture of their brain, learning about people and learning about what makes them tick, about how I can explain science to them in a fun new way and get them excited about it. In normal times, I also would get to travel quite a lot. I usually have either one or two conferences somewhere fairly exciting in the world. I've been to Singapore, Australia, most of the US.
It seems like there's a great deal of possibilities and opportunities for Rebecca. So how did she choose her GCSE options back in year 9?
I chose my GCSEs around subjects that I enjoyed. I think even though I knew I wanted to be a scientist by that point, I didn't have, you don't have that much freedom to choose exactly what you want with GCSEs. So I knew that I would benefit most from doing IT-based things compared to some of the other technologies that were on offer in my school. And I think I chose history as well because I thought that those analytical skills would be most useful to me.
And how about our other role model, plant scientist Luke?
And my grades did play a role. I've always done really well in physics, biology, chemistry and maths, among other subjects, but I chose to pursue them at GCSE and A-level and beyond, first and foremost because I enjoy them. They interest me, I'm curious about them and I actually want to learn, and that is what is really crucial in order for you to do well and succeed.
Moving on to Luke now. I asked him to describe his job in a little more detail.
So I work on trying to improve agricultural sustainability. So that means trying to find ways to provide enough food for our growing populations while reducing costs and environmental damages. And I also, more recently, I've started working part-time on how to grow plants in space.
I'm sorry, say that again, Luke?
Grow plants in space.
It's not your usual job, growing plants in space. What was Luke's inspiration for this?
So I've always wanted to be an astronaut, and who doesn't, right? But this desire to work in human space exploration as an astronaut and or scientist has really driven all the career choices that I've ever made. I've essentially planned my whole career around this one singular goal.
Like Rebecca, Luke's career path was driven by a childhood dream. So, has his career path been straightforward so far?
Geology at the time was the main one, specifically planetary geology, so the formation of the Earth, the Moon and the other planets in our solar system was something that I was really interested in. And I decided that I wanted to do that at university. However, when I went to university open days to talk to the university departments and current students about doing planetary geology, the resounding answer was, you need A-level maths. So obviously this was a big challenge for me because I didn't have A-level maths. So I was really forced to step back and evaluate my choices.
Some careers will require essential qualifications, particularly careers in science. If you want to become an astronaut, or a vet, or a doctor, or perhaps even a lawyer, your educational route and the subjects you study are vitally important.
If you have a particular career aspiration, then it always pays to do a bit of online research, or even better still, speak to a qualified careers advisor in your school, and they will help you to manage the best career route.
Luke's setback at university forced him to re-evaluate his career plan. But did he have any other setbacks along the way?
You know, I've experienced a lot of challenges along the way in my career. You know, I even when I was doing my degree, I struggled finding the time to study when I was working part-time as well. All the way through to trying to find opportunities to work in spaceflight biology. You know, the US and America really are the only people that are working on this at the moment. There are very few people in other countries that work on it. So finding opportunities to work in this field outside of America were very hard. But I knew that they were there if I looked hard enough and worked hard enough. And eventually I got there. You know, so whatever you choose to do in your GCSEs and beyond, make sure you enjoy yourself, you have fun, and take whatever opportunities come to you. You'll be amazed at how far you can go.
That's great advice from Luke, but I'm sure we all want to know whether he's any closer to achieving his dream.
I've also just applied to be an astronaut in the latest round of European Space Agency astronaut applications, and that's only really been possible because of all the dedication and the hard work that I've put in over the last few years, getting my degree and working towards getting my PhD. You know, so even though my career plan didn't go exactly as I wanted it to, I've kind of stuck to the path of A-levels in science as a science degree and a science PhD. And I've still ended up at the place that I wanted to be, but I've done it in a way where I've always been interested and I've had a lot of fun doing it.
It just goes to show, if you've got ambitions, you can get there with hard work and dedication. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't be an astronaut.
That's all we have time for in today's video. I'd just like to extend my thanks to both Rebecca and to Luke for their time today and the great advice that they've given on how to manage your career successfully. Thank you also for watching. I'm just going to leave you with a couple of final tips on how to choose your GCSEs that are right for you, and also how to manage your career if you haven't got a set job in mind. Goodbye.
I think at that point, you have to just choose subjects that you're going to be motivated to work for. If it's a subject that you absolutely hate doing, then you're probably not going to be able to self-motivate to get good grades. Whereas if there's a subject that you're quite enthusiastic about or you just enjoy reading about, then you'll be the one motivating yourself to put in the time to work hard because you want a good grade in that subject. So that would probably be my main advice for GCSE choices.
When you're young, these career options aren't always obvious. You know, you don't know about a lot of these things, but that's okay. You know, these areas of interest will appear someday. You know, and you've just got to be able to really recognize when you want to do something and follow your passion.